देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरा प्राप्ते धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति. So today we shall be discussing Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 shlok number 13, and this is a very important verse of this Bhagavad Gita. As you know that Krishna has started speaking this divine knowledge to Arjun, and his actual audience is all of us who are kind of suffering in this material situation, and Krishna wants to take us out from this miserable position to a happy eternal situation. So he is giving us a great knowledge today. Krishna says, as the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober, intelligent person is not bewildered by such a change. So here is a principle that as a soul, we have a body, not as a body, we have a soul. So our identity is that I am a spirit soul, and this spirit soul is a part of Krishna, Mame Vanshu Jeev Loke Jeev Bhuta Sanatana. But in this world, in presently, this soul, this me, is covered with two types of bodies. The first covering is subtle covering, subtle body, and the second covering is gross body. Some spiritualists also state that there is another causal body, Karan Sharir, which is the first covering. Anyway, we can take that causal body in the subtle body. So subtle body consists of mind, intelligence, and a false misconception or ego. So mind, intelligence, and ego. And the gross bodies consist of the gross elements, as you know, earth, water, fire, air, and ether. So this soul in this material universe, covered with ignorance or maya, consider itself as not soul but a material personality. So Krishna is saying the nature of the world is that nature will change, and nature is non-sentient, lifeless, but it keep changes. So how come it changes? Because it is under my direction. Maya dakshena prakritihi suite sacharacharam. Under my supervision, the material nature is working through my energies. Maya Devi is one of the energy. Durga Devi is controlling everything. Lord Brahma, creator, is also my energy, and I, God, Vishnu, is the maintainer, and Lord Shiva is also my form, is also my energy, who does the destruction work. So in the form of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, my energies are working. So you have to understand it very clearly that living entities who have received this material body, so body has stages. So the gross body first have a childhood phase, and then comes the youth, then the old age, and after that dilapidated stage, the old body gets another new body. So a person who knows this science is not perturbed, not bewildered by such a change. So this is the principle that a living entity has to understand if it wants the real happiness, the real experiences of the life. You see, when you solve a mathematical problem and doing a mathematical calculation, there are many laws applied. many theorems, many formulas, many hypotheses. One has to use it. And if you solve that problem without considering all the formulas, theorems, then it will be a great disaster. Your teacher will simply cut it and give you a big zero. So any work, whether it is a work in the kitchen, whether it's a work in the computers, whether it is a work in any field, any subject, there are some scientific rules which apply to it, and we have to abide by them. Similarly, in the life, this is one of a very important rule which you cannot avoid. So Krishna is saying that the body changes, so accept the change. And Krishna says that the soul doesn't change, so accept that change. Accept that soul doesn't change, and accept that the body changes, and become intelligent, and don't be bewildered by anyone's death. So, how should we live a life? We should live a life in its actuality, understanding that what is the ultimate purpose of my life. So a soul, because of its desire in the subtle body, because of its misconception, because of its ignorance, the soul does not know that its actual relationship is with the Lord. Whereas, because of the ignorance, soul thinks that he has a relationship with the body. And so, body is a male or female. So with that body, it tries to give satisfaction to body and mind. And what body needs? So body is a part of this material universe, so it wants a comfort in this material universe. So body has demands, needs like eating, sleeping, sex, and defense, protection. And for that one needs money in human society, not in other societies. Like animal doesn't need money, they are just doing these work with their power, with their uh, activities, with their anyway they are doing that. But in our society we have created a system called money. Money is a system, it's a discovery, it's a ease of doing things, but in other way it is a difficulty of doing things. Whatever way you can look at it, that is a subject of economics. But what is the system is that we need money, wealth, to fulfill our needs in our human society. So in order to give us these eating, sleeping, mating, and defense, we need money, and we try to give happiness to ourselves, our body. But in reality, this has nothing to do with happiness. Happiness is altogether a different concept. In Christianity, it is said that there is a hole in the soul, and it is so deep that no matter you feed it with anything, even though you put the whole planet in it, you won't be satisfied, because that hole is because the absence of God. So when we put God in the center, when we put Krishna in the center, and make connection with the Lord, understand that the soul has a real connection with Krishna, and in his service we are always subservient, we are always a servant to the Lord. This understanding is the real pleasure for us. This is what the verdict of all the scriptures. That is our constitutional position. Just like a water is happy when it is in liquid stage in a normal temperature, similarly a living entity is happy when it is under the shelter of Lord and acts in his position. So a person who is not bewildered by such change is known as Dhira. Dhira is a Sanskrit word. It means a great personality, sober personality. So this is it. So we have gross body, which is changing, and subtle body is a change. Subtle body, the body change of gross body from one body to another is a proof that subtle body is changing. So in this way, the life goes on, but the ultimate perfection of life is to do devotional service to Krishna. And as I've mentioned again and again, the best way to reestablish that relationship with Lord in this yuga, in present times, is chanting the name of Krishna. Chanting the name of Krishna, that system is known as Mahamantra. It consists of 16 names of Lord Krishna and his energy Hara. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So anyone who chants this name at home or together with friends, Sankirtan, in Sankirtan form, chanting loudly with musical instruments. Devotees perform Nagar Sankirtan. They dance on the streets, singing loudly the names of God, which is beneficial for all mankind. Whosoever hears it gets spiritual awakening. They get attracted to Krishna. And of course, the one who is chanting, dancing, enjoying, experiencing bliss a lot. So one should chant the name of Krishna every day, and for a better progress, one can set a target that I must chant these many times. So by doing that practice, one gradually evolves from the level of body to the mind to the soul to the super soul level. So his consciousness develops, his understanding purifies. So I request all of you, all the listeners, that please chant at least 16 rounds of this Mahamantra every day. This rule is set by Srila Prabhupada, who is a great Acharya of modern times, and lakhs of people got benefit from it, and you also become one of them. So you chant every day, and you read Bhagavad Gita thoroughly, and try to absorb this spiritual knowledge in your life. So with well wishing you a great spiritual life ahead, we stop here and we'll discuss the next verse tomorrow. Hare Krishna.